protected website. So I found some stuff on the internet. You could use this, or you probably have your own resources. But as you can see here, uh, I can send you the link to this snippet of code here. And basically, all we want is to have the user see a login page where he can enter his username and password. And here's the code. I'll send you the zip file for it so you can use this HTML code. And then here is the PHP code as well here. All right, you can see that, and you can just use that. So we just want the page to be access controlled. Um, you don't want the public to have access to it and just people with a login and password. Okay, so I'll send this over to you. That's the first step, is a password protected login into an encrypted and secure website. And the second step, and this is for your information, the user will actually provide the data in the form of a CSV file. So this is the way the user gets the data. So they go to otcmarkets.com, and this website right here, as you can see, and they click on Stock Screener. Okay, so it pulls up all the stocks that are available, and the next step that they do is they click on Pink, right? And then from there, they're going to sort, and they're going to want the uncheck this, and they're going to want the pink no information. Okay, so after that sort, we get 2,934 records. Okay, so the next step here is really easy. The user's just going to click on this download data, and then it's going to create an Excel file. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up the Excel file so I can answer some of your questions that I got. Let's see here. Open up this Excel file. And then we can play around with this. So this is the data that we got from that website, and this is the symbol, the stock symbol. This is the name of the company, and we want to make sure that all of our data, which we pre-sorted, says pink, no information. This is the price, this is the change in price, this is the volume, and this is the type of security. We actually want to sort for common stock. We don't want to do the units and warrants and rights. So the user will select common stock. So anyhow, since we have this open, let me answer some of your questions here that you sent me. So the database that you're going to create, the structure, the key parts of the database, we definitely need the symbol. We need the security name. We probably don't need the tier because the user is going to pre-sort it, meaning that when he downloads the CSV file from the website, it's already pre-sorted for pink no information. So we probably don't need this column here. The next column is price. Definitely we need this because we're gonna have the web application that you're gonna create. It needs to sort the price column for basically prices that are below, what is it, 0.06. So anything below 0.06 is what we want to have the program retain, and we want the program to delete anything above 0.06 in stock price. In addition to that, we also want the program to check the trading volume. In this column here, as you can see, this is the volume, and here's a sample stock here with this symbol FNBCQ. Its trading volume is 46,949. So definitely it's above 1,000, which is our rule. So that would be something that we want to keep because we want to have over 1,000 in the volume. This particular stock here, to move into the next rule, is something that we actually would delete. The reason being is the next rule that we want to employ in our web application is we want to have a symbol that is 4 letters, right? We don't want to have 5 letters. So the symbol has to have 4 letters. For example, United Development Funding is UDFI, so that's 4 letters in the symbol. We don't want to have 5 letters because 5 letters generally indicate that the company is a foreign company. That information you don't really need to know. The bottom line is when you create the web application, we want to make sure that the symbol has 4 letters in the symbol. All right. Uh, the next thing that we want to do is we want to have this database. We want it to correlate. I'm sorry, not correlate. We want it to. We want to parse um, the results of those rules. Okay. We're gonna cross-check it with a separate database. Now this database here, I'm gonna open up a new website here. The user is gonna get it from um, this website right here. And you can follow along and do the same thing just for your own testing purposes. So they're going to go to nvsos.gov. Okay. And from here, this is the Nevada Secretary of State. And every state in the United States has a separate Secretary of State. So every state has its own Secretary of State website. So we're going to use Nevada as our sample. And this is where the user is going to download again a .csv file. And I was playing with it a little bit this morning, and I was able to see that there's like 16 million pieces of data. A lot of it we don't really need. But what we want to do is we want to cross-check what came out of our program. For example, we filtered down this data, and let's say we have 2,700, and applying our rules, we come to like 250 that meet the rules, right? Or I guess you refer to it as validation, right? After parsing it, right? Parsing it, and then we apply the validation rules, and we come out with 250. For example, 250 companies. So those lists of companies, we're going to take that subset, and then we're going to cross-reference it or cross-check it with a separate database, which is coming from here. And I believe the user will provide this as well. And this is the list of all the companies. So let's just do a search here so we can get an idea of what what you're gonna see. So for example, let's choose a company here and see. Um, just call it say United or something. Let's see what pulls up. United. So I did a search for United, and it pulls up all these different companies. The name of the entity name, United Corporation. This is the status. This information you need to know. We want to have the program flag if there's a cross match. Let's say, for example, we found United in database 1, right? Was from OTC Markets. Hypothetically, we found this United, and there was a match in our database here. Okay, so the next rule that we want to apply is United Corp dissolved? So you want to have the web application apply the rule and check to see if it was dissolved, right? So just to let you know, when the user downloads this is going to be in a CSV file, so it's not going to be displayed like this. But that's the next rule. Okay. we want to know. We don't necessarily want to delete it if it's dissolved. We just want to somehow maybe flag it, maybe make it a different color or something, like red or something, when you eventually have the display of all of the results after applying all these rules. Okay, so that's a step that I have. It's cross-checking with the state-specific database for the charter if it's revoked. See, we want to know if this charter is revoked. Okay, so we already made the assumption that all of these companies that we've parsed and applied the rules, again, the price should be below 0.06, okay, 0.06, and the volume should be over 1,000. So, for example, in this column right here where it says volume, this is all 0. So these would have been deleted. All of this here would be deleted. So we need something with above 1,000 in volume. Okay. Just to recap, we want to make sure that the symbol, when you create the web application and the rule that you want to apply, we want to make sure that the symbol has 4 letters and not 5 letters. Okay. It's pretty simple. You can code it. The next thing that we want to do, right, is probably before we cross-check with the state database, another thing that I wanted to have you do is have the web application. I want it to parse as well for the news section. So going back to the main website, for example, let's choose a company. Okay, we'll pick a company. Let's see. So like this one right here. Okay, GBIM, Globimune Inc. It's a pink, no information company. It's a common stock. For all intensive, this wouldn't qualify because it's 0.46, right? It's got to be under 0.06. So let's try this one here. Patriot National Inc. This wouldn't qualify because this has 6 letters, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So we want to make sure that the stock ticker only has 4. Okay. Let's try this one here. Okay. Contura Energy, CNTE. It's a common stock, and the price is $64. So this wouldn't qualify based on the rules. Let's see what else we can find here. Okay, how about this one here? We have MBCI, Mabcure Inc. It's pink, no information. It's a common stock. It looks like it's below 0.06 at 0.0021. The volume is above 1,000. We have 1,700 shares traded. And let's click on that. All right. So we're going to click on that. Looks like a candidate. And what we want to do is we actually want to create some code where we go to this page right here. And then we want to find out if there's any, the objective here is to find out if there's any legal actions or negative things that are from the SEC that involve litigation. So what we want to do is we go to the section here where it says news. Okay, news right here. See that? News. And it says not available.